What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we will be jumping into episode 13 of our nickel hunt and album fill. We've got a $100 box of nickels from Wells Fargo that's not too far away from my house. It's not my local Wells Fargo. I did go through the box already, like I opened it up just to make sure we had circulated nickels. Simply because the box I did get from my local Wells Fargo was all 2022 nickels, and that wasn't going to be much fun to look at. So we will be hunting those for things like Buffalo nickels, Silver War nickels, and of course the main thing we're trying to do is fill out this Whitman Jefferson nickel album from 1938. I actually have extra pages that get us to like 2013 or 2015 or something like that. I show this off in nearly every nickel hunt, but I'm mainly looking for 1938D. Then I've got a handful of holes here. Looks like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On this first page, a lot of them are the Silver War nickels that we're missing. And then we have just a couple of random holes to fill up through 1951. The rest of the book is all proofs that need to be filled in, except for 2009. We are still trying to find that 2009 filly. Once we do that, we will have completed the book, again, except for proofs. So we're looking forward to finding some cool stuff in this box. So let's jump into it. So let's go ahead and open that first roll on camera together, just in case we get lucky and find something cool in roll number 1. As I said, we'll be looking for war nickels, we'll be looking for V nickels, Buffalo nickels. Anything from 1938 to 1959 will be considered a find, and I'll pull you guys in anytime we find something in that date range. It does look like we have something that might be a Silver War nickel right here in roll number 1. I hope so. It is, unfortunately, just a really dirty 1974. So when I first pulled it open, it looked like it might have actually been a war nickel, but it was not. Just real quick, let me spread these out and see if anything looks old. Come on, nickels. Nothing looks too old here in that first roll, so if I do happen to find something, I'll be sure to bring you in. Well, we are in this very first roll, and we found a 2009. Unfortunately, it was the 2009 Denver. I'll hang on to this and check it against the book to see if it's an upgrade, but would have been really nice had this been the filly. This is a really low mintage nickel as well. I'll put the mintage here up on the screen for you. So if you find any 2009s in your pocket, you should hang on to them. We're on roll number 2, and we have our second find, if you consider that 2009D a find. It is, come on camera, a 1957 Denver. First 50s on the box. We're on roll 7. We have our next find. It is a 1953. That's a 1953 Philadelphia. Here's roll number 8. Next find, we are on a 1957. Looks like a Denver. We're on roll 10, and this one just looks really old, so I figured I would film it. We definitely have a Denver. Let's check it out. 1959, it was a good guess. 1 year away from being a 60, but just the right year to be a find. We're on roll 14, and we have our next find. It is a pretty marked up, beat up here, 1946. Looks like a filly. So we're on roll 25 or 26, and I was excited very briefly because when I first saw it, I thought it was a book filler, but unfortunately, I saw that 2009, and then once I got it up close where I could see it, it is in fact another Denver. So not a book filler, but we're honing in on it. We've got two 2009s, and I haven't found 2009s in boxes in a long, long time. We're on roll 29, and we have our next find. It's kind of a cruddy looking 1950s. It is a 1954 Denver. In terrible condition, but we'll hang on to it. We're on roll 33, and we have our next find, and this one's kind of exciting. It is a 1955. Now, the 55 filly is a key date. Oh, I'm sorry. It is a semi-key date. The Denver is just a regular 50s nickel, but it does have the potential for a D over S variety. Let's check it out. Well, we got that D. Let's put it here under the scope. And I mean, there's a little bit of something up at the top corner of it. That could just be some machine doubling. I don't know if that hole in the D was empty and we could see a little bit of an S through there. I might be excited, but I would have to clean that out to tell. And if you haven't gone down in the description below this video, and really all my corner roll hunt videos, I have a Google Doc in there, and this is kind of what I keep up on my other monitor as I hunt through all my various types of coins, just so I have that listing of what I am looking for. But no D over S here as far as I can tell. Same roll, just a couple of nickels later, we have another 50s. We have a 1958. This time, let's see here, we've got a Denver, and I know there's a mint mark issue with this one as well, like an over mint mark. Looks like we might have a little post-mint damage, but nothing special there. We just opened up roll 35, and I mean, literally, I saw it when I opened the wrapper. It was dark, but I've had a lot of dark coins. I think I've shown you at least one of them in this hunt, so I wasn't too hopeful that it would be silver, but in this case, it was. We have a 19, if I can pick it up, we have a 1943. This is the San Francisco. You can always tell these war nickels because the mint mark is up here above the building rather than beside it. And actually, other than just the really dark toning, this is actually not a bad looking 1943. Now, I don't think it's on the S, but there is a 43/2 variety. I think it's actually on the Philadelphia. But I did want to check that, and I know that one of them has a double I. I don't think it's this one either, but thought I would check just in case. But anytime you find a war nickel in a box, it is a super successful box, so I'll take this all day long. Same roll, a couple of nickels later, we have a 1956. Now, if this is the Philadelphia, it's going to have a quadruple die on the reverse or a triple die reverse. So let's hope for that Philly so we have something to check out. No, we've got the Denver. That's all right. We'll keep hunting. Well, this is a roll that just won't stop giving. I noticed this one, just from a little kind of reflection on it, I knew it was either going to be really well polished or this was going to be a proof. And if you look down here, you can see we have a 1977 San Francisco. And it's a proof because you can tell we've got a mirror finish on this thing. It shows up really well on the light, so that's a proof on the nickel box. You just don't see that very often, and it's definitely going to be a book filler. So we've reached the end of the box, and I wouldn't normally have brought you guys in, but it is the last roll, and it is another find. Now, throughout this hunt, there's a handful of things that I didn't bring you in on, and this is one of them. I think this is my fourth or fifth 1959 Denver that I found, but since it was the last roll, I thought I'd bring you in, show it off, and put it up here with the rest of them. So that's actually number 5 for the 1959D. So we've reached the end of the box, and I've rewrapped everything except that last roll, and that's because we had so many finds to talk about. Let's back out and get them all in one shot. There we go. So we did have a pretty good box of nickels. Of course, every nickel hunt is a success when you find silver. So this 1943 San Francisco, while not a book filler, may ultimately end up being an upgrade, but it's pretty black, so I may leave it out. Outside of that, just to go down the line here, we had a 46. I think that was a Philly. We had a 53 Philly, 54 Denver. We had a 55 Denver. Unfortunately, we missed that semi-key date. We're looking for that Philly. We had a couple of 56 Denvers, if I recall. I believe all these 57s were Denvers as well. We had 2 58s. We had 5 1959s. I'm going to check to see if any of these are upgrades. Of course, another really cool find. You don't see this a lot in circulated nickels, but a 1977 proof. That is definitely a book filler. I did also come across 3 very low mintage 2009 Denvers, and I was really excited because when I first looked at one, I thought it was a P down there, but it is a Denver, so that 2009 Philly continues to evade me. And real quick, before I get over to the book, I wanted to show you there is a 2004 with this, I forget what it's called. It's the one with the metals on it. That's a DDO, and this was not a DDO, unfortunately, but a really great example of machine doubling. So let me get it here under the scope, back out just a little bit. But you can see we've got what looks like ghosted images here, but it is all machine doubling. And you can tell from that very sharp stair step, right? It looks like a sharp edge and a step down. That's just from where I think the die slipped when it was being struck. It's unfortunately not true doubling. So just wanted to show this off because I found it and I got excited when I first saw it and then was like, oh no, that's machine doubling. So with that said, let's get over to the book and see what we can fill in. So sadly, we only have 2 nickels that are going to go in this book. One is a 2009D. That is going to be an upgrade to one of the 2009Ds I already have. And this 77 San Francisco clad proof. I'm a little disappointed because I had a lot of good finds, and I keep finding that 1943S silver dime, and I'm just dying to fill up some more nickel holes, and I just can't manage to do it. So let's see here. We're trying to find that 77. There's 87. Here we go. The 77 proof's going to go right there. There's my coin. Pop that in, and we put the plastic right back over top. We're good to go. Get over here to our 2009D. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this one's got a little bit of junk on it. Had a little, some black stuff and some markings on the back. The new version of it does not. It's just a little bit cleaner coin. So we're going to go ahead and drop that right in there. Close it up. Push that through a little too much. All right. It's in there. We're good. Well, that concludes our nickel hunt. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good finds. And like I said, anytime you find silver and nickels to go in your album, it is a successful box of nickels. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, let me know by going down below this video, clicking on that like button, and leave me a comment. If you're new to the channel and you like any kind of coin roll hunts or anything about gold or silver that I may talk about, consider clicking on that subscribe button and then clicking on that little bell and selecting all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. I really, really appreciate it. The channel's been growing well lately, and I look forward to reaching more and more people. So, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you leave me a comment, say hi, let me know you're new. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.